Have you ever felt an inexplicable shiver crawl down your spine, as if the air itself held a secret it was dying to reveal? I certainly did, especially during those eerie days at the countryside shrine where I, Yumi, dedicated myself to preserving ancient traditions. Nestled amidst serene landscapes, the shrine was my haven, a place steeped in history where every stone whispered tales of the past. I took pride in my role as caretaker, tending to the shrine's tranquil grounds. But beneath its tranquil facade, unsettling disturbances began to unfurl. It started with subtle whispers carried by the wind, like echoes of forgotten prayers. At first, I dismissed them as figments of my imagination, the byproduct of solitude. One moonlit night, while tidying the shrine's inner sanctum, I glimpsed something inexplicable, a shadow flitting across the ancient scrolls. My heart pounded as I scanned the empty chamber. Nobody. Nothing. Just the faint scent of incense lingering in the air. Days turned into a disconcerting routine. Objects inexplicably moved from their places, and the serene ambience soured with an unspoken tension. As I performed rituals, a palpable sense of being watched enveloped me, sending chills down my spine. One dusk, a veiled figure stood at the shrine's entrance, barely visible against the fading light. It exuded an otherworldly aura, an unsettling presence that froze my steps. I hesitated, my mind clouded with a mix of fear and curiosity. And then it vanished into the evening mist, leaving behind an ominous silence. I confided in the shrine's elder, hoping for answers buried in the annals of tradition. His weary eyes betrayed a hidden knowledge, a history veiled in secrecy. He spoke cryptically of ancient rituals, warning of the shrine's connection to the spirit realm. His words left me unsettled, a chill running down my spine. But the incidents escalated. Whispers grew louder, shadows lengthened, and the once hallowed grounds turned sinister. I found cryptic symbols etched on the shrine's walls, symbols that seemed to writhe and shift when I gazed upon them. And then, one fateful night, I awoke to a deafening silence. The shrine, once teeming with life, lay deserted. No wind carried whispers, no shadows danced. An oppressive emptiness hung in the air. As I ventured into the inner sanctum, dread clenched my heart. The ancient scrolls, repositories of forgotten knowledge, were gone. In their place, a single word etched in an ominous script: awakened. I shuddered, realizing the truth. The disturbances were not random. They were a prelude to an awakening, an ancient force stirring from slumber. Cryptic lords, the shrine's fate now hangs in uncertainty, its enigmatic disturbances a chilling testament to forces beyond our comprehension. And as I stand here, the weight of unanswered questions pressing upon me, I wonder what lies dormant, waiting to unfurl its dark intentions upon the world. Strange occurrences. Cryptic lords, it's hard to explain the weird things that started happening at the shrine. Objects like those ancient bells and sacred figurines ended up in odd places. At first, I figured it was just me being tired, maybe forgetting where I put stuff. But then, whispers like someone talking when no one was around echoed through the halls. Creepy, right? I brushed it off, like it's an old place, things creak, winds blow weirdly sometimes. But it didn't stop. The whispers got louder, clearer, like someone whispering right in my ear. I'd spin around expecting to see someone, but there was nobody. I tried to stay cool, telling myself it was all in my head. But there was this feeling, this tingling on the back of my neck like eyes watching when I knew I was alone. I'd catch shadows moving where they shouldn't, fleeting glimpses of something darting out of sight. Then, one night, it got too real. I woke up to find those sacred objects lined up, almost like they were pointing somewhere. My heart raced. I could feel this heavy feeling, like the air was charged with something, and it wasn't good. I followed the weird setup to the shrine's inner sanctum. The place felt different, heavier. And that's when I saw it, the scrolls, gone. Instead, that word, awakened, etched into the wall like a warning. That's when it hit me, Cryptic Lords. Whatever was going on wasn't some random messing around. Something ancient, something powerful was stirring. And I don't think it's the friendly sort. The haunting presence. Cryptic Lords, imagine this. A moonlit night at the shrine, the air so still it felt like time held its breath. I was going about my business in the courtyard when I saw it. A figure, shadowy and indistinct, standing near the shrine's entrance. My heart skipped a beat. Who would be here at this hour? Curiosity mingled with unease as I approached, my footsteps echoing in the silence. But just as I neared, the figure dissolved into thin air, like mist fading into the night. I stood there frozen, scanning the empty space. There was no trace, no sound, just an eerie stillness. It left me unsettled, Cryptic Lords. Who or what was that figure? Was it a trick of the moonlight playing games with my tired mind, or something more sinister, something lurking in the shadows, just beyond our sight? That encounter haunted my thoughts, like a puzzle missing its crucial piece. The whispers, the strange happenings, all seemed to converge around this mysterious presence. But each time I thought I grasped it, it slipped away, leaving only a chilling sensation in its wake. Cryptic Lords, the figure didn't just vanish into the night that once. It kept coming back. It started showing up more often, each time a bit closer. It's hard to explain, but despite the fear creeping up my spine, I felt this weird connection, like it was trying to tell me something. With every visit, the figure seemed sadder. It's hard to put into words. There was this sense of distress, like it needed help but couldn't ask for it. And I, amidst all my fear, couldn't shake off this feeling of empathy. I tried to confront it, to understand, but it always slipped away before I could do anything. It's like trying to catch a dream, fleeting, just out of reach. But each time it left, it felt closer, more real, and that scared me even more. It was like this bizarre dance, Cryptic Lords. I'd feel its presence, see it clearer, and yet it would vanish the moment I reached out, leaving me with an unsettling mix of fear and an inexplicable connection. Cryptic Lords, the mystery deepened when the figure finally revealed itself. It wasn't just some wandering spirit, it was Yurei, a Yokai. Yeah, like those creatures from Tales, but this one was real. It could change shape, shift forms. Yurei reached out almost pleadingly, explaining its plight. Bound by an ancient curse to the shrine, it couldn't leave, couldn't find peace. Imagine being stuck in one place for centuries, unable to move on. It sounded like a nightmare. As it spoke, I felt a mix of disbelief and pity. Here was this ancient being, trapped and tormented. Despite everything, I couldn't help but feel a pang of compassion for Yurei. But that didn't make it any less terrifying, knowing a yokai was entangled in this whole mess. Cryptic Lords, the curse binding Yurei wasn't just some random spell. It had a story, a dark history buried in the past. Centuries ago, there was a betrayal, a treachery that tied Yurei fate to the shrine. Until it settled its score, it couldn't move on. Talk about a serious grudge. Reluctantly, I agreed to help. I mean, what else could I do? So, we embarked on this wild journey into the spirit world, and let me tell you, it was no walk in the park. We faced trials that felt like something out of a nightmare. Malevolent spirits all bent on keeping us from our quest, blocking our path at every turn. Imagine being in a world where the rules don't make sense, where danger lurks in every shadow. It was like navigating a maze where every step could lead to something worse. But Yurei needed my help, and I couldn't turn back no matter how terrifying it got. And just when I thought we were close, when hope shimmered like a distant light, the twist hit like a bolt from the blue. As we neared the resolution, a chilling realization struck me. Yurei hadn't been entirely honest. Its intentions weren't as pure as they seemed. The spirit world twisted, revealing Nurari-hyan's true nature, a malevolence masked by a facade of helplessness. In that moment, I understood. I was a pawn in Nurari-hyan's game, a tool to break free from the curse. Its vendetta wasn't about resolution. It was about revenge, about wreaking havoc upon the living world. I stood, paralyzed, trapped between the malicious entity and the knowledge that I'd been played. The chilling truth sunk in, and a sense of dread washed over me. The journey that began with whispers and shadows ended with a revelation that sent shivers down my spine. As I struggled to find an escape, I couldn't shake off the feeling that this nightmare was far from over. Cryptic lords, beware the serenity that masks the shadows, for within the tranquility lies a darkness eager to break free. And as I remain entangled in this twisted web, I fear what lurks in the unseen, what schemes unfold beyond our understanding. The eerie silence now echoes with a warning that darkness wears many faces, some hiding in plain sight. And there it ends, leaving me suspended between worlds, haunted by the chilling truth that sometimes the most terrifying entities wear the guise of helplessness, waiting to unleash their malevolence upon unsuspecting souls. Cryptic lords dive into thrilling mysteries and chilling tales on our channel. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers to unlock more eerie adventures together. Subscribe now and join our community exploring the enigmatic. Story 2, Veil of Obsession. Cryptic lords, the rise of Takashi was as swift as a shooting star across the night sky. His performances, once awe-inspiring, now held an eerie edge. The audience, like moths to flame, couldn't help but be drawn to the mystique that shrouded his art. Applause echoed through the halls, accolades showered upon him like confetti on a victorious day. But listen close, for behind the curtain of fame, a darker tale unfolds. Like a sly fox, the mask's influence seeped into Takeshi's soul, painting subtle changes in his demeanor. Fits of anger, once as rare as a comet sighting, became as frequent as the sunset. Envy, a green-eyed monster, gnawed at him as he watched fellow performers bask in their own spotlight. At first, these changes were mere whispers, hushed behind the cacophony of cheers. But cryptic lords, oh how they grew louder. The mask's ancient power, like an insidious vine, coiled around Takeshi's very essence, warping his thoughts and desires. His once gentle spirit became a tempest, brewing with emotions too wild to tame. Now here's where the chill sets in. One night, amidst a performance, something snapped within Takeshi. A hush fell upon the theater. A shiver crawled down spines as his eyes, once filled with passion, turned hollow, reflecting the void within. The mask's hold over him had reached its zenith, twisting his very soul into a grotesque parody of his former self. As the audience sat frozen in terror, Takeshi's haunting laughter pierced the air. It wasn't the laughter of joy or mirth, but a sinister melody echoing the darkness that had consumed him. The lights flickered, shadows danced, and in that moment, cryptic lords, the line between performer and malevolent specter, blurred into a chilling crescendo. The twist, it wasn't just Takeshi on that stage. The mask, in its hunger for power, had claimed not only his body but also his essence. The once gifted performer was now a vessel for ancient malevolence, a haunting presence that lingered long after the curtains fell, a reminder that sometimes the pursuit of greatness can lead to a fate far darker than one could ever imagine. Cryptic lords behind the allure of the mask lay a lurking terror, a Hanya Yokai, an ancient creature feasting upon Takeshi's emotions. Oh, but Takeshi was blind to this, unaware of the malevolent force nesting within the mask he so eagerly embraced. The Yokai, a master manipulator, fed off his emotions like a beast savoring its meal, amplifying his darker traits with each passing day. The once vibrant Takeshi, cryptic lords, began to unravel. His mind, A delicate tapestry of thoughts and feelings slowly succumbed to the yokai's insidious whispers. Fits of rage twisted his expressions, envy clouded his vision, and a gnawing paranoia crept through his every thought like creeping ivy. Cryptic lords, a man once praised for his artistry now stumbling through the labyrinth of his own fractured mind. Shadows danced around him, cast not just by the flickering candles but by the torment raging within. The yokai's hold tightened, its hunger insatiable, feeding on the chaos brewing in Takeshi's soul. And now, prepare for the twist that will chill your spine. As Takeshi's sanity teetered on the edge of oblivion, a ghastly revelation emerged. The mask, a vessel for the Hanya yokai, wasn't merely a passive recipient of Takeshi's emotions. No, cryptic lords, it was a mirror reflecting the darkest recesses of his soul. As Takeshi stood before the mirror one fateful night, he saw not his own reflection but the grotesque visage of the yokai staring back at him, a twisted fusion of man and malevolent spirit. Reality shattered like fragile glass, leaving behind a shattered man, forever trapped in the macabre dance with the yokai that had devoured his essence. O cryptic lords, beware the masks we wear, for sometimes they don't just conceal our faces but the monstrous truths that lurk within. The haunting legacy of Takeshi serves as a chilling reminder that what we embrace in pursuit of greatness might just be the very thing that devours us whole. Cryptic lords, even the most obscure secrets eventually find their way into the light. Takeshi, consumed by the darkness within, couldn't hide the yokai's influence forever. His friends, loyal and observant, noticed the shadows haunting his eyes, the echoes of despair in his once joyful laughter. Concern grew like a creeping fog among them. Enter a wise elder steeped in yokai lore like pages of an ancient tome. This sage, sensing the sinister aura surrounding Takeshi, connected the dots to the mask, suspecting it held a curse from ages past. Imagine, cryptic lords, the shivers running down their spines as they unveiled the chilling truth of the Hanya yokai. The Hanya, they discovered, wasn't a mere spirit but a tale etched in tragedy, a spirit born from the fiery depths of jealousy and heartache. Its origins traced back to a soul consumed by envy, seeking vengeance across generations, leaving behind a trail of sorrow and despair. As Takeshi delved deeper into the yokai's past, a sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air. Cryptic lords, brace yourselves for the twist that will leave you breathless. In a heart-wrenching revelation, Takeshi realized the yokai's sorrow mirrored his own hidden pain. The curse wasn't just upon the mask, but intertwined with his own unresolved emotions. In a haunting climax, as Takeshi sought to break the curse, the yokai's history merged with his own. The mask, a vessel for the spirit's anguish, held the key to their intertwined fates. Yet, just as Takeshi thought he could sever the cursed ties, the chilling truth unraveled. A curse born from centuries of sorrow cannot be broken without paying the ultimate price. As Takeshi attempted to free himself, a bone-chilling realization gripped him. The curse was an unbreakable bond, and in attempting to sever it, he unknowingly bound his essence to the yokai for eternity. The mask, once a symbol of his ambition, became a prison for his soul, eternally entwined with the vengeful spirit's relentless pursuit of retribution. O cryptic lords, heed this cautionary tale. Sometimes, in our quest to break the chains of our past, we unwittingly forge them tighter around our own souls. The legacy of Takeshi and the Hanya stands as a chilling reminder that some curses, born from the depths of sorrow, are destined to echo through eternity. Gather closer, cryptic lords, for the tale takes a darker turn. Takeshi, once a beacon of talent and passion, became a mere vessel for the Hanya's wrath. Oh, the torment that gripped his soul as the yokai's influence tightened its grip. His struggle was like a storm raging within, tearing at the seams of his sanity. Imagine, cryptic lords, a descent into a darkness so profound it blots out even the brightest of stars. Takeshi, consumed by the Hanya's malevolence, spiraled deeper into a maelstrom of rage and obsession. His once gentle spirit now shrouded in shadows, alienating those who held him dearest. The whispers of the mask became his only solace, echoing the vengeful desires of the yokai within. But brace yourselves, for the twist looms like a specter in the night. Takeshi, in his desperate quest to break free from the curse, delved into the Hanya's origins. He unearthed a tale of unrequited love, a heartache so profound it birthed a vengeful spirit. Cryptic lords, picture the betrayal that etched the path for the creation of this wrathful yokai, forever haunting the mask that had ensnared Takeshi's fate. As Takeshi uncovered the tragic past of the Hanya, a chilling realization dawned upon him. The yokai's eternal grudge mirrored his own hidden anguish, a mirror reflecting the pain of betrayal and unfulfilled love. Cryptic lords, the twist you've been waiting for comes with a shiver, a twist that binds Takeshi to the yokai's relentless cycle of vengeance. In a heart-stopping revelation, Takeshi discovered that his quest for freedom had tethered his essence to the yokai's eternal grudge. The mask, a symbol of artistic ambition, now became an eternal prison, locking his soul into a cycle of vengeance and despair. The Hanya's curse, entwined with Takeshi's fate, ensured that their spirits would dance this macabre waltz for all eternity. O cryptic lords, heed this cautionary tale. Sometimes the pursuit of liberation leads us down a path darker than the shadows we sought to escape. The legacy of Takeshi and the vengeful Hanya serves as a haunting reminder that some fates are intertwined with a darkness too profound to break. Cryptic lords, if this spine-chilling tale has left you craving more hair-raising adventures and eerie escapades, make sure to subscribe for more chilling stories that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Story 3. The Weeping Woman of the Willow Grove. Cryptic lords, have you ever walked through a village frozen in time? The Edo period painted such a picture, tranquil and serene, where simplicity thrived. In a village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived Masato, a humble farmer whose days were woven with the rhythms of nature. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the distant mountains, I strolled along the outskirts of Masato's village. The air bore the scent of impending rain, and the foliage rustled in anticipation. That's when I stumbled upon Masato, his weathered face etched with concern beneath the shadows of a majestic willow tree. "What troubles you?" I asked, noticing his gaze fixed upon a weeping woman, her sobs echoing in the evening breeze. She was ethereal, draped in a traditional kimono, her tear-streaked face hidden behind long obsidian hair. She appeared out of nowhere, weeping without reason, Masato explained, his voice tinged with confusion and a hint of fear. Driven by compassion, I approached the woman, attempting to offer solace. But as I drew closer, an unsettling chill shivered down my spine. Her tears ceased abruptly, her body vanishing into thin air, leaving nothing but a haunting echo. Masato and I exchanged bewildered glances, the atmosphere thick with an unspoken unease. Was she a spirit? A figment of our imagination? We dared not contemplate. Days passed and the incident lingered in the village's whispers like an untold tale. Yet life resumed its usual course, and Masato returned to his fields, albeit with a lingering curiosity. One moonlit night, as I passed by the same willow tree, I witnessed a peculiar sight. Masato stood frozen, his eyes wide with horror, fixated on the ground. With trembling hands, he unearthed a weathered ancient scroll, its edges frayed with time. The script upon it was faded but decipherable. The chilling revelation sent shivers down my spine. The woman we encountered was no ordinary spirit. She was a restless soul cursed to wander until someone found and read her story aloud. And Masato, unknowingly, had unleashed her tale. As the last word escaped my lips, a bone-chilling gust of wind whipped through the air. Shadows danced, the willow tree's leaves rustled violently, and a blood-curdling wail pierced the night. The scroll disintegrated into dust, leaving behind an ominous silence. And in that silence, I realized the chilling truth. Some tales are better left untold, lest they haunt the hearts of those who dare to listen. Beware, cryptic lords, for some encounters bear secrets too sinister for the light of day. Cryptic lords, Masato's curiosity became a fever, driving him to unravel the enigma of the weeping woman. He delved deep into the village's lore, unearthing a tale steeped in tragedy. The woman whose ethereal presence we encountered was no ordinary spirit. She was an onryo, a vengeful entity born from betrayal and murder. The story spoke of a love betrayed, a woman whose heart was shattered by her lover's deceit. Consumed by anguish, she met a tragic end at his hands, her soul tethered to the mortal realm, seeking justice and retribution. Haunted whispers echoed through the village, painting vivid images of the onryo's mournful cries that pierced the night. Fear etched itself upon the faces of the villagers, their restless nights marked by dread and unease. The spirit's fury knew no bounds, and her unappeased wrath cast a pall over the once tranquil village. As Masato pieced together the haunting tale, a shadow of despair loomed over the village. The onryo's presence grew stronger, her wails resonating deeper within the hearts of the villagers. Their suffering intensified, trapped in a cycle of fear and anguish, with no respite in sight. But amidst this turmoil, a chilling revelation dawned upon Masato. The more he unveiled the onryo's tale, the closer he inadvertently brought her to the brink of vengeance. Each whispered word, each hidden detail, seemed to fuel her spectral fury. Cryptic lords, the chilling twist lay not in the tale itself, but in its unintended consequences. Masato's quest for truth unknowingly stoked the flames of the onryo's rage, edging the village closer to an impending darkness, a consequence unforeseen, a horror lurking in the shadows of curiosity. Cryptic lords, the pursuit of truth often unveils shadows darker than imagined. Masato's quest led him down a path twisted with secrets and chilling revelations. He stumbled upon descendants of the betrayer, living quietly nearby, yet tethered to the onryo's curse by a bone-chilling secret. With relentless determination, Masato sought to unravel the threads of the onryo's torment. Ancient scrolls and tales whispered by village elders peeled back layers of betrayal and agony. It revealed a lineage tainted by treachery, a haunting legacy intertwined with the vengeful spirit's curse. But the sinister revelation came like a chilling gust of wind through the village. The descendants harbored a secret, buried deeper than the roots of the ancient willow tree. A secret that bound them to the onryo's curse, a debt unpaid, a pact forged by their ancestors' treachery. As Masato dug deeper, the truth emerged, more harrowing than the village had ever known. The betrayer's descendants held the key to the onryo's liberation, yet they clung to their silence, shrouded in fear and guilt. In a heart-stopping moment, Masato stumbled upon a hidden chamber, its walls adorned with cryptic symbols. The air grew thick with anticipation, a sense of foreboding tightening its grip. And in that moment, the truth bore down upon us like an avalanche. The chilling twist, cryptic lords, was not merely in the betrayal or the onryo's torment. It lay in the realization that the key to breaking the curse rested not in ancient scrolls or elders' tales, but within the trembling hands of those who chose silence over redemption. And as the truth lingered in the air, a bone-chilling silence descended upon the chamber, broken only by a faint, mournful wail that sent shivers down our spines. For the onryo's curse thrived not just in the past, but in the present, weaving its malevolent threads into the very fabric of our reality, a haunting reminder that some secrets refuse to stay buried, lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike with a chilling vengeance. Cryptic lords, the tale ends here, but the unsettling whispers of the Onryo linger in the air, a reminder of the horrors woven into the village's fabric. Masato's pursuit of truth uncovered a chilling legacy, a cycle of betrayal and silence that echoed through generations. As I stand here recounting this eerie tale, I can't shake off the feeling that the Onryo's presence lingers, a specter of vengeance waiting in the shadows. The truth, though unveiled, remains shrouded in the darkness of untold secrets. And as the night falls, I leave you with a haunting thought. Some mysteries are best left untouched, for delving too deep may awaken forces best left undisturbed. Remember this, cryptic lords, for the line between curiosity and peril is often thinner than we dare imagine. Beware the shadows, and may you tread lightly through the corridors of the unknown, for you never know what restless spirits may await your curiosity's call.